Good afternoon, dear viewers of our YouTube channel. We want to tell you several important stories. One story, how not to behave, how sometimes clients order the ritual or other services do. And the other story is about that unfortunately I became too popular. And there are a lot of imitators and people who pretend to be me, send my videos as their work, and use my name and other names too. Unfortunately, there are a lot of networks, and these fake accounts are numerous and in different countries. We're trying to block little by little all these scammers and Instagram accounts that appears and duplicates me. Literally last week, 5 or 6 clients approached me with all different accounts that are not belong to me and not to my assistants. These people who paid money to nowhere. Scammers just sent my video that show work that I do. My videos where I did the job and then they disappeared. When this started, when these people sent me such Instagram accounts, when I started watching me, myself was stunned how many people started this cheating. And those cheaters can do nothing. They don't have abilities and can only deceive people, can only cheat using my name and introducing themselves as me. Okay, let's start to introduce myself, and the first topic is how you should not behave when ordering a love spell or other magical services. When we start, I immediately warn you that there are 2 options when we can go with. And first option is when I tell you what is right and what is wrong, how to do and how not to behave, how to do and how not to do. This is a quick version of the development of the situation. And second option is the long option, which will take a long time to resolve. When people do what they want, they hand on their desired people that I make love spell with. With the long option, you can get the result of over a long time, from 6 months to a year before the result, and even up to 2 years, and a lot of can happen during this time. For example, one situation, it happened 9 months ago, when one woman about 30 years old, nice looking, let's say she has a husband with whom she lives with, and they have a child as well. And she meets an American guy. As her husband doesn't show interest for her as a woman, don't do love with her. So she started communication with this American, communication of an intimate nature. Let's say it's just like sex on the webcam and some kind of relationship like not seeing each other. Then they met in another country once, and at some point it started to cool down. So he stopped calling my client, and so she decided that he was the fate of her whole life. Then just in the beginning of the quarantine it was. She was in Moscow and he was in America. And I warned that it is necessary to do what I tell to. So I agreed to do this work she paid, and I created his doll. After I did the work, she took the doll, and there passed literally 3 or 4 months, and she began to build some kind of relationship, tried to contact, getting him bored, trying to set her rules, her conditions. And I must mention that the whole story of their relationship is just several days. Like 7 days they seen each other in another country. At the very beginning, she was told not to communicate first, not to call, not to text. He must initiate contact to achieve something serious. She wanted to come to America with the child. Well, probably many women want this, to leave their husband and move to the long-awaited and beloved America or other country. So I made it my work. Want her not to be first to contact, not to text, not to call, not to be hysteric. I told her that the man must do all the communication himself, and he will do it. So he must be initiative in the communication and not her. There are Like 3 weeks once she started to text him, call him, arrange some kind of hysteric argument. After a long conversation between me and her, I reminded her that she was aware of the simple rule. I again explained that it is not necessary to do it initially. It should not be done. It should not be done this way, and I also told her in the beginning that in her condition the result will come in 1.5 months and up to 5 months, because it depends on such factors as behavior, and also that it was a time of total quarantine. After a month she would do it again, even told she understand, and before the man appeared as he should, but she began to force communication again then, texting him, intimate webcam sessions as well, and again texting, calling, forcing communication. And the situation was escalated and eventually came to the point when the man is just busy doing his stuff, when she became to put guilt on him for just not answering the phone for a minute. And she was often hysteric, with strange demands and no real meaning. Of course, such behavior resulted in the man telling her enough of this, goodbye, tired of this trash, and want to part ways. I can tell exactly that there is some type of woman, there are not big number of them, maybe a percent. For them, life without such actions, without arguing, without hysterical scenes, without problems, is not life, like boring and grey. Again she was told, I explained that she behaves wrong at this point, and first of all she must stop these webcam sessions with sexual content, if she wants relationships with this man. Less than a month has passed, and she, with the proposition of some sort of local area issues, again started to text him. New round of so-called relationships started. They began to communicate at first, but over time all this trash behavior ended in male tending again to stop and finish relations. So what am I trying to say is, when we start working together, you can do whatever you want to do, but it depends on the simple scheme when you do what I tell you should. If you want to act your way, it is up to you, but in this case, no need to talk to me. I do my work, and you will see the result when your man or woman suddenly start to seek your attention, and other things will happen that were not planned and won't happen without my work. But if you overwhelm your desired person and constantly demand attention and make claims, of course you will be reacting. Any person can be annoyed and bad-hearted, but the point is not to strain person, but to put him in love, deep love, and make these feelings blossom without scenes or scandals. After this happens, you can do whatever you want to. This is your life, not mine. So this was a good example of hysteric woman having unstable psyche, and thus every love spell ended with these scandals, hysteric arguments, constant messaging, calling, and men hanging phone and ending relations. If you do it your way, text your way, act your way, I just question, why you ask me what to do? You text, you call, you even provide these intimate services, so you may continue your way and see how it ends as it ended many times before in your life. It is not we make deal about. And there is a bunch of such people. They tell like, okay, I hear you, I will do as you say, but they do wrong, and then start telling me these hysteric arguments. So let me be straight. We either work together or we stop communication after you receive the dough. After you get dough, you only tell me once a month what happened or what didn't happen. You just act like you want, and your behavior will directly affect the time you will need to get to result. This was the first thing I wanted to tell you, and the second one that I started with, there are a lot of scammers and cheaters acting in recent time, and there will be more. They use my names, use my phones and videos. Such scammers never talk leave by phone. Or they sometimes answer, but you will hear not me answering. They can try to sound like me, and to avoid such cheating, I will put phone numbers here on this video and under it. These numbers that you see are all mine. I use them many years. These are mine phones or phones of my assistants. These people I know many years and trust them. They will filter dozens of messages like "let's call up" and show me only these who need really help. So when you came across photos with me, with my work, please check phone numbers. If there is my number, even if my assistant used this number, you can always ask to talk to me personally. My assistants work in my office and they do social networks managing, preparing content. They promote me on Instagram, YouTube. Due to much work that only I can do, I don't have enough time to do this SMM stuff. Sometimes they can answer you directly when your intentions are not clear. But you always have an option of leave talk with me, like calling me FaceTime, WhatsApp video and see real me. If someone who calls himself me refused to talk leave after you told situation, they can tell that there is bad connection or something alike. You now know this is not my assistant or me. So this research website have nothing common with me. During last week, lots of people addressed me, mostly they were clients, but 2 of them told me that I already work with them. And we made some kind of deal, and moreover, I will never work with such clients because they were 18 and 19-year-old girls, so they even don't know their man. Their relationships are 2 months long, so they have one of their first relations, and if they do love spell binding, effect will last the whole life. And if they do love magic, both of them, she and he, will suffer. When we speak of ages under 21 years old, I will always refuse to do work asked. Man or woman asking, no difference. In that moment, you don't realize what you are doing and what for, why you do want it, and you don't know the person you want. Life is long, and the love spell has lifetime effect. So think twice if you really want this kind of help. Do you really need what you are going to do? And to all girls, boys under 21, 22, 23 years old, I will refuse to work for you. If someone tells you that they will do little for you, you can be 99% sure you're speaking to a scammer, because real sorcerers have ethical codex. Think carefully when you write and who you speak to. I am real and I always answer personally. Even if you call my assistant, you will always see me, not anybody else. You will hear my voice and see my face. We can chat by voice or other. That's how it works. In general, you can see or hear my assistant, Alexei. He is here with me in studio. You can see him here next to me. In other cases, if you contact your assistant, he will just pass phone to me, and you will be connected with me by WhatsApp video or FaceTime video. So not be lazy to watch carefully. Check accounts you're speaking with. Often it is easy to see by content if it's real my account or it's fake. Now let's Alexei speak. Mostly accounts use our content in advertising. Just today I've seen one. So our content is used not in the account itself, not in posts or stories, with photos or videos of work that Georgi do. They use our content in ads, so he attracts you by photo or video. And when you go to the account profile, you see a bunch of pictures even not connected with magic. So you see some graphical pictures with texts or some fake stuff for cheap soap opera, and not some real attributes and material that real casters use when performing real work, changing mind, habits, feelings. You have no meaning addressing such people. Also, a regular situation when people get attracted by work cost. When they read that work costs like $1 or $200 or euros. Or when one tells that he is not happy with a high price, like 700 or more, then you get huge discount, and the person tells that he is ready to perform ritual for less than $300. So you must know now that real work never costs small price. Every work consumes a lot of time, a lot of power of the caster. Also, every work consumes special and expensive materials and ingredients. There are videos on this channel where we explain what is done and how. You can easily understand that no real caster will spare expensive materials and what to pay for them. So this is why payment after result is never an option. Cause it's often heard. Just today one person wrote like, "Please respect my situation and perform ritual, and I will surely pay you when I gain result." It is nonsense. It is not real. If someone is ready to do so, you may be sure it is another scheme of getting money from you. So if you are not ready to spend money to return a beloved person of all your life, to change his or her fortune and link your fortunes and future together to the rest of your lives, to be loved and to love and everything to be good in your life. So if you are not ready to spend for it like $700 or $1,000 euros or more, then just forget about magic, go your own way. You regularly have all abilities except magic. It is not necessary, but if you are not ready to hear advices and do what is better, not ready to follow some simple rules that will be warned about, if you are not ready for this, if you are not ready to hear and do what you are told to, then please do not contact us. It has no meaning. You will just spare your nerves, your organ nerves, waste time, will not obtain the result in expected time, and will eventually get result. But as it happens, you will not need it after time, because you will slow the result of the work to a great amount of time and will just spoil life of many people. I just don't see why you should do so. When you really love by heart and soul someone and have real feelings, or just want to some kind of fixed situation of his or her life, we are not talking just about love, spells and love magic. Another often work is ritual of magical defense from magical influence, also chant of luck, dispel of curse or jinx, and so on. Sometimes one just need caster to watch situation and tell something that is not clear for him or her. And every work that is done by special means and not ordinary ways. If you think that you know sorcery, as random people think and text here, using some magic words they heard somewhere, just don't do it. We are not the people to talk about such nonsense. Address the place where you heard about. We here do real work, do it honestly and without compromises. And speaking about any information, especially when people text, call, and they will start to argue about if Georgie was initiated or not, or other, it is trash. If you really need result, you declare. That is the first and the only you should think about. Keep these lyrics with you and all fantasies with you. Everything about initiation, education, and other words I don't know how to correctly say in English. Keep it with yourself. The caster you addressed, first of all, got his powers from his ancestors, his abilities that allow him to make this work. The second one is that he learned how to empower his abilities from people who have deep knowledge. The third thing is that everything needed to be done was done to excel in casting. And the fourth is this overall not of your business. You want result, you will get it. You just don't need all this detail. To get the result, you need first of all carefully listen to yourself and what you want. Correctly tell it and explain it. Provide data needed for caster to see me. And after the work started, just do what you asked to. And until you get result, behave like you are told to behave. That's it. You get result and be satisfied. Everything above. All this chatting about nothing or figuring out something that is not essential, like reviews. Reviews are commonly asked. Just imagine you asked, I read reviews about you, and there are not much pleasant, lots of bad ones, and so on. Just ask yourself, you're asking and ordering work to, for example, return your husband, and after you what? You will write down your name and last name, maybe your photos or even your ID number, and all above of your husband, and then tell everybody that it was a brilliant sorcerer you met, how love spell helped. You put your life together, united family, maybe you're even ready to film a short video with your husband, telling everyone how happy you are now. Do it sound real to you? You will do so. Insane story, isn't it? So turn your head off and everything will seem better. We tell ordinary things. Everything we tell you can think by yourself before dressing us for real help. If you need real help, this is where you can get it, if it is really possible. We don't say we can help anyone and everyone who asks. The question is situations are different, and in some Georgi can't help, in others he can't. It is not like store or workshop where details keep stamping. Every work is individual as well as the price for. It is strange when one asks how much for love spell. Will you help me return work? Everything depends on situation, and everyone who watches this video will have the real view of what he must do, and you can think twice if you really need this done. If you really need help, then text, ask, tell. Just don't be afraid to ask. There are situations in life that you can't overwhelm by yourself. And again, there are phone numbers for you to be sure you speak with real sorcerer and not scammers or cheaters. You will see them on screen now, and you will also put them in description to this video. Now we say goodbye. Subscribe to this channel. There will be more videos where we explain about sorcery, magic, voodoo, reveal how real magic looks like. We will tell how scammers work. There will be real stories of people who was cheated by fake accounts and then found us and told the story. If this video was interesting or useful, like it. See you next video.